Hello, my name is Laura and I'm the crafter behind knotsandknits.laura. The craft I mainly focus on is macrame, crochet and a bit of embroidery. So before I get into today's story, I need to warn you that it does make references to abusive relationships and also substance use. Thinking back to my childhood and the education I received about raising my awareness about abusive relationships, most of this centered on domestic violence and very controlling behavior in the examples that I was aware of. And this was throughout my education and also conversations I had with my family. So while these examples were very helpful, I think I came away thinking, well, that would never happen to me. I'd easily walk away. If I found myself in that situation, it'd be easy for me to walk away. So I didn't really give it much more thought until going fast forward into my adulthood. I found myself in a relationship that was very unhealthy and toxic. Thinking back at the very start, there were early warning signs, or red flags as we call them, such as very controlling behavior, not respecting my boundaries, high pressure to commit to move quickly in the relationship that was beyond the pace I wanted to move at and to move in with them. Also easily angered and had quite a temper. So it didn't take long for things such as the threat of violence to start to emerge, but again, I didn't feel it was very much directed at me. It was directed at objects such as doors or objects within the house. But nevertheless, the presence of violence was there. This went on for some years, and it was never so clear-cut in the examples I'd studied about or heard about that I actually realised what was happening. It's similar to the analogy of a frog in boiling water. You know, the frog goes into the water and it starts to heat up, it doesn't really realise. And I found myself in that situation as the years went by. It did become more severe, particularly with regard to the lack of boundaries, respect, and just generally how my own self-identity and my self-confidence and what I wanted began to disappear. It really came to a crash a couple of more years down the line, and this was when I realised, and it came to the surface, that there was a lot of drug abuse that the person was doing. They were seeing lots of other people, and the pressure that they'd put on me to be the best person I had to be and that I wasn't good enough was actually very much the opposite. They'd been doing all the things a partner shouldn't do, full stop. That was a really difficult time, but it came with a relief. So the relationship broke down, and there was no going back. But I did find myself in this state of shock with everything that I discovered, and it took me quite some time to process and actually walk away completely from that person and have no contact with them. I was able to do that with the support of wonderful friends, family, colleagues, an absolutely amazing therapist, excellent personal trainer, that helped me commit to regular exercise and also my craft. So one of the things that really helped me heal during this tumultuous time when I was coming out of this abusive relationship and rediscovering myself was a craft fair. And I'd always wanted to present my craft at a fair and meet other fellow crafters, and originally I wasn't going to go, so I submitted a ticket to have a stall, and I was successful. But with everything that was going on and sorting out my life and trying to find myself again and regain my confidence, I didn't feel that I could go to the craft fair, and I was just not going to go because I was far too sad to do anything. But thanks to my friends, I was encouraged to go ahead and do it. And I went with all my macrame plant hangers and crochet coasters, and it was wonderful to do. I came away feeling that I could achieve something and that I could do some things for myself and that I could rebuild my life. I came away with a higher sense of esteem having done the craft fair, because it was something that I completely did for myself, and it really helped to kind of restore that sense of self which had been missing for so many years. Also, I would say the process of just focusing on creating something like a plant hanger or a small coaster really helped me to quiet my anxiety that I had at the time, going through this tumultuous relationship and ending it as well. It meant that I could really quiet my mind and all the shock and process the trauma that I was going through by focusing on something really positive, such as creating a craft product, which I could then share and talk about with other people, and it was absolutely wonderful. I still craft today. I don't make as much as to have a store, because that was an incredible amount of work, but I still do craft, and I mainly, and most primary reason is I do it for myself, because it brings such joy and it enables me to be creative, and it enables me to channel any worries I have or stress, and just kind of wash it away by making something that I can enjoy in my home.